Hi, ladies. I appreciate you guys being here early. To be early is to be on time. We'll get started in 5 minutes. In the meantime, feel free to put anything in the chat because I did disable the unmuting. So if you have any questions, you want to ask me something now, go ahead and put it in the chat. But we'll get started in about 5 minutes. You know, you have friends that are also interested in playing volleyball, and if you don't see them, go ahead and send them a quick text. Let them know we're about to get started soon. We're going to start right at 6 o'clock. All right, everybody. It is now 6 o'clock, and we are going to get started. Thank you for joining me tonight, this evening, to show your interest in the Shiloh Generals volleyball program. I just want to say thank you. I feel like every year, since I've been a part of the program, and this is about to be my third season, it's just growing and getting better and better. So I'm very excited for, the new things that are coming, and hopefully you get to be a part of that. So first things first, just want to let you guys know I am recording this Zoom, um, for future, for those that couldn't make the meeting. I'll probably post this to the website after we're done. So if you don't want to be on, recorded on camera, just don't have your camera on. In that way, you're not on record for showing on the video, but that's up to you. By all means, feel free to show me your lovely face, like Miss Dimmock. So I thank you again. I just want to start out by showing you guys how to navigate the website. I actually created and built this website from the ground up, and I just, I'm proud of what it looks like. I'm proud of what it stands for. I want to give the volleyball team, the volleyball community at Shiloh, something to be proud about, and be proud of. And you should be proud that you're even interested in joining a program that is on the come up and growing every single year. So the homepage, just kind of shows what we stand on. Of course, we can't go anywhere unless you have skill. But of course, with that skill, you should be able to have a team mentality and also be proud of being a general, being proud of the school that you're representing, and just coming with that sense of pride and urgency. Another pillar that I would stand on would be, just being, coachable, being malleable, someone who is ready to work hard, having that passion. So hopefully you're willing to fit the molds of all of everything that our program stands for. Here are 7 of our lovely seniors that are about to be exiting and graduating in May. Their presence will be felt. So that just lets you know that there's lots of areas for those that played last year, right? I have 7 leaving, so there's lots of space for you to come up and to prove that you're worth, being on the varsity squad. Those that are new to the program, new to the cluster, never played, but God has blessed you with some talent. Anyone can make the varsity if you work hard, you're determined, and you have that aptitude to grow. So yeah, and then of course we have the varsity team, JV team, and 9th grade team. Now I'm not sure how many. Go ahead and put in the chat what grade you're currently in. So I want to get a survey, get a feel for who do I have in the building tonight as far as grade wise. All right, I see current grades, right? It's your current grade. I have about 3 10th graders. I got a lot of 8th graders. So it seems like majority would be 10th, 8th, and 9th. Carmen, you're my only junior right now. So that to me, that's a young program. That's young players showing interest. So that means the program could potentially have you for a longer amount of time. So that's awesome. So yeah, how many, if any, are involved in a club team currently? Go ahead and share that in the chat. If you're currently like associated with, you're doing a club, a volleyball club team. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Morgan and Kaden. Or any type of like outside volleyball development that you're part of. Oh, Danny, you're in my class and you never even told me that. All right, so awesome. Tiffany is awesome. So that's great news because the key thing in building our Shiloh program is once the season is over, right? We have to stay active playing the sport. All the other schools, that's what they're doing. That's how they're able to have such great gains. Um, we can't widen the gap, the achievement gap, the performance gap in our level of play if we're not playing constantly. So for those of you who are not playing club, I hope that you've been touching a volleyball, you've been practicing in your backyards, you've been doing something to better yourself during this off season, right? Now, what you want to focus on, the tab that's most important for this season right now is this preseason would be the conditioning and weight training tab. Now, with this tab, when you click it, you have a video that kind of goes into the ins and outs of how last summer's conditioning and COVID regulations went. The COVID regulations and what we're doing to meet and to practice and to condition is not going to change. We require a mask to participate, of course, during the actual season when we're playing our matches. Masks are not mandated on the court, but during our conditioning, you need a mask to attend. Um, it has the waiver that the parents need to sign for COVID protocols. And going forward, you click on the forms and documents to get, especially really the Dragonfly Max instructions for how to set up a Dragonfly Max account. And I'm going to walk you guys through how to do that. Um, Towards the end of the meeting, you have your insurance form and your physical form. Physical form mainly is what you need to take to your doctor or clinic. I know like CVS offers some physical, for you to get a physical, some of those like stop and shop clinics, CVS drug type stores, or you're just your doctor. And then you have the liability waiver. Now, the liability and insurance form, those of you who have already started a Dragonfly Max account, you'll see that the electronic copy is there. So there's no need for you to print out the liability and insurance form. However, when you're going to the doctor or to get the physical done, you need to print it out and that's where you go. And then of course, any instructions after today, if you wanna go back and to get a refresher. I also have a link here that basically summarizes the main topics of today's meeting. Of course, you found the link for the Zoom on here. And then an important thing before you leave the meeting, like your exit ticket, if you haven't done so already, filling out this interested player sign up. So you'll let me know what your grade, of course, name, number, number, personal email, not your school email, and then your rising grade, the grade that you're going into. And then, of course, why do you want to be a part of the Shiloh program? A couple of you have already submitted that form for me, but majority of you have not. So that's where you're going to do your exit ticket for today. It's under the interested players. And if you're on a cell phone navigating this website, it looks slightly different, but this is the laptop, the computer desktop version. So that's that. And lastly, in navigating the important stuff of the website would be what you guys can be doing now in the meantime, from now into tryouts. All of these things can be done, like what you can do. First step, if you don't have a volleyball, go ahead and buy yourself a volleyball, and start doing some basic drills to enhance your skills so that us as coaches, we have something to work with. Also, if you click on each one of these pictures, it's going to link you to a set of YouTube videos. So if you click on this first link, this first image, you're brought to, a playlist.
Grammarly can help you write quickly
Of drills, or okay, this one is not a playlist, but the other ones I know are. This is like 10 solo volleyball drills to do at home. The next category would be like things to get in shape. I would encourage everyone, don't wait until conditioning starts in 12 days to start running. Go outside and start running now because it's only going to help you. And then there's also a playlist on YouTube of videos to help you get in shape, whether it's just you can do a agility workout in your house, or things of that nature to just get active even before conditioning starts. And then this last one, this upcoming season, we're going to be dealing with a lot of mental toughness, how to get our players mentally tough. I know I posted something on our story yesterday, on our Shiloh volleyball story on IG, talking about like volleyball is 80% mindset and 20% skill. So we have to toughen up our mental capabilities, that mind muscle, in order to even achieve the goals that we're going to set out for this upcoming season. All right, so that's the website. Now, those of you currently in middle school, for all those that are soon to be in the high school, but you're still in the middle school, you guys can share this website with those that you know in lower grades, because the hope is that this upcoming season, right, the 2021 season, we will also start our first middle school program. So what that means is there'll be a team composed of 6th, 7th, and 8th graders at the Shiloh Middle, competing against other middle school teams in the county. All right, so they could fill out this form if you know anyone at that level. So technically, even 5th graders who would be 6th graders next year would be able to participate. And there's some like FAQs, frequently asked questions about the middle school program. Currently, we haven't had the 100% go for it, but it's leaning towards they're going to allow middle school sports this upcoming season. All right. And then if you do not follow us on social media, we have our Instagram account, the handle right there, Shiloh_volleyball. Please follow us, especially in this time of conditioning and getting ready for tryouts. You'll be able to stay in the loop. All right. So again, if you have any questions about what I've talked about so far, feel free to put it in the chat. All right. So now I'm going to go into what specifically the dates are for conditioning, what you need to be able to start conditioning on our start date, and also what we have coming up before tryouts. So, of course, in order to participate in conditioning, first of all, you have to be a current high school student. So for all my 8th graders, I know there were a couple of you guys here, and I'm glad you're here. Don't leave, but you will not be able to participate in the conditioning that I'm about to talk about. You guys will technically not have a conditioning prior to tryouts, just because of, the middle school is a separate entity right now, and we can't get to you, and you can't come during the hours that we're doing conditioning because you're still in school. So no conditioning for you. However, for those that are currently in 9th grade, currently in 10th and 11th grade, You will need to just complete your dragonfly max requirements, and then have your after school pass accessible. And I'll tell you how you'll get that after school pass. So the official dates for conditioning are March 16th through April 29th. All right, so March 16th is a Tuesday, and it actually is a digital day. All right, so we just had a digital day this past Tuesday. If you're normally in person, everyone is home working asynchronously. March 16th is the next digital day. So you guys will have to come, make sure that you are preparing and making plans to have your ride drop you way before 2:45, right? Because 2:45 is when the workout starts. I expect everyone to be there prior to the start time 15 minutes before. So everyone, the latest you should be getting here is 2:30, and that's realistic because school ends at 2:10. All right, and then we should be going. This should really say 4:15, not 4 o'clock. 4:15. So 2:45 to 4:15 will be active in weight training and conditioning, running agility. So half of the time is split up where we'll have half of the group working in the weight room, and then the other half doing a workout agility type, stamina building, and then you guys will switch. All right, of course, there will be quick disinfecting in between the weight room sessions. And then, yeah, so Tuesdays through Thursdays, the only way you can get out of having to come to conditioning is if you're currently active in soccer, track and field, and golf. But I don't know if there's a girls golf team. But pretty much if you're in a sport right now, your sport is currently in session. That's the only way. And I would need to, verify with your coach that you are actually active in that sport. Because of course, those time conflicts, if you're playing, right, you can't be at conditioning. Now, the conditioning, good question, Ashley. During conditioning, we are not touching volleyballs. All right. Volleyballs come into play during the camp that I'm going to have in April, the skills camp, and also during tryouts. Conditioning is all about getting us ready for the season in the event that you make the team after tryouts. So tryout dates are going to be May 3rd through May 6th. So it's going to be a 4-day process where after let me get my calendar up. So we start on May 3rd. Everybody comes back May 4th. May 4th, after that tryouts, we make our first cuts. Then if you make the first cut, you come back on the 5th, that Wednesday, and then we might have a second cut depending on the amount of girls that come out. And then by the 6th is the last day, and then we will decide on our teams and make the calls by Friday the 7th. All right, so that's the timeline. Now, in between this time, and I thought I had it up. Let me quickly pull up the flyer. In the meantime, if you have a question, now's your time. If you haven't filled out this form, now's the time while I pull up the skills camp flyer. All right, so now what you see is the flyer that's going to be sent out and spoken about more as conditioning is going on. But those of you who maybe you've never been on a team, a volleyball team before, however, you have that passion, you have that basic knowledge through PE, but you want to be um, better prepared for tryouts. Okay, so after spring break, there's going to be a skills camp hosted by our volleyball program where I'm going to have a club coach come out, and she's going to be running the skills camp. And pretty much every Monday and Wednesday in April after spring break, you'll have the opportunity to improve and develop the basic skills. So we'll go over serving, setting, passing, right? Passing and serving, those are like fundamentals. Um, and then, hitting. So if you feel like you would definitely benefit from that, start letting your parents know that there is a cost associated to the camp, which is $65, and there is a t-shirt that is included. But just know that if you're kind of like apprehensive or you're nervous about tryouts, you don't feel like you don't have really the skills necessary, and you're just wanting more of that support from a coach and how to do certain things, that will be offered prior to tryouts. All right, so any questions? So basically the timeline is starting in like 12 days, or basically 2 weeks from this past Tuesday, we start conditioning, which is 3 days a week for about an hour and 45 minutes. You guys will then have an opportunity to participate in the clinic, the skills camp in April, every Monday and Wednesday in April, that we have school, so not spring break, and then tryouts directly the week after that last week in April, after the last skills camp. So basically first week in May. So basically you basically have 12 days if um, 12 days of non-volleyball, right? Until we know our teams. Now, you do not have to be at the camp in order to try out. However, it's highly recommended that you do. All right, so I see the questions. Okay, so the 8th graders will have a separate camp. So right now, because of the time, again, if you look at the times on the camp, it says, I was showing, which one did I show? Should have been the Monday, Wednesday, the high school one. The Mondays and Wednesdays, 2:45 to 5. Middle school, you guys don't get out of school until like 4 o'clock. So there's going to be a separate camp that I'm hosting for middle schoolers. And that's going to be really 5th graders, current 5th graders to current 8th graders. You guys will come Tuesdays and Thursdays um, at a later time when you guys are able to come out. And then that's how you guys will prepare yourselves before tryouts. First day of conditioning. Conditioning is all at the high school. Good question, Olivia. The conditioning, you come to the high school to condition. We're going to be in the weight room. We're going to be, whether at the track in the gym, the upstairs running area, or outside running. So that's why I'm telling you guys to start getting, not totally in shape, but start doing active engagement with your body now prior to that time, so that it's not as hard for you. Because I know some of you probably haven't ran since God knows what. All right. And then that's a timeline, right? Going back here, we have March and April for conditioning, April for the camp, and then May is tryouts. You'll know by May 7th whether or not you'll be a part of the 2021 season. All right, so the last thing I'm going to go over, let me check my notes real quick. All right, so if you've never created a Dragonfly Max account, I'm going to go through that process with you now. If you are a past player, you have your account, you just need to make sure that your physical is up to date. So pretty much, guys, if your physical is a year, more than a year old, it's expired. So pretty much if the time that you got your physical was before, let's just say April. Let's just go with April. April 2020, right? Anytime before that, go ahead and get a new physical and upload it to Dragonfly Max. Now, no one will get the pass for the after school to like be at on to be on campus when conditioning starts. You won't get a pass from me unless you have a 100% status in Dragonfly. So that means all your documents are in. I would recommend that you guys that have never had an account to just go ahead and bring your physical still with your physical examination paper with you on the first day, just because a lot of times people tend to just take a picture of one page of the physical rather than all four. So we still need to scan it for our records. So even if you have a 100%, still bring that copy with you on the first day of conditioning. All right, now I think that's it. So basically, if you have a Dragonfly, you know how to set it up. You don't really have questions about how to do it. Go ahead and make sure in order to leave, you have filled out this interested player sign up to let me know you were, here in the meeting, you understand what to do, and you're just getting your stuff in order to be a part of the preseason. All right, everyone who is wanting to stay to find out about how to create a Dragonfly Max, you feel free to stay. Okay, so what happens if you miss a day or two for conditioning or tryouts? Well, tryouts, I don't see why you would want to miss any days of tryouts. But for conditioning, we're going to keep attendance records, right? And if you miss more than a day per week, right? Because we go Tuesday through Wednesday. If you miss more than one day, then you're just going to be highlighted as, someone who's not that serious for the team, and it could impact whether you make the team. Let's say if there's a player who came every single day and it's like neck and neck between you and them, we're going to go with who was more committed. So that's to answer your question, Miss Mingo. Gabby did say he wanted to say something else. Gabby, are you referring to this sign up? I think that's what you mean. Yeah, in order to leave, I need you filling out that sign up on the website. All right. Do we need to have our physicals for conditioning? Yes. In order to participate with for conditioning, everything needs to be, your Dragonfly account has to be 100%. And like, I'm going to go through, for those of my past players, you were part of the program last year. I'm going to check physicals, and I'm going to basically unapprove your physical, so that would drop your status to less than a 100. So everything on Dragonfly needs to be 100%. All right, so everyone who's still here, I assume you want to learn how to create an account. No other questions before I get started? Awesome. All right, so with Dragonfly, yes, I'm going to put this recording on to this page right here. Here we go. So with Dragonfly, all Gwinnett County sports, high school level sports in Gwinnett, probably beyond Gwinnett, they use this platform called Dragonfly Max. Now, if you already know, like especially my young players, if you know you're probably going to want to go out for another team, right? You want to go ahead and make sure that you set this account up, because you could just keep this same account for all sports that you're involved in at your during your time at Shiloh. All right, so you're going to go to dragonflymax.com. So I'll start from ground zero so you guys can see. All right, so dragonflymax.com. And then you're going to click in the login/sign up. So once you've signed up with Dragonfly, you will then just need to log in. But for the first time, sign up. And this does apply to my 8th graders, my current 8th graders that are gonna come up to probably the 9th grade team. Everyone needs a Dragonfly Max account. So you're gonna click sign up for free, because you don't have an account yet. My information is already posted, but you'll come and you'll fill out your information. Let's see, which email haven't I used? Okay. And then parents, I would just go ahead and allow for your student, your child, to create their account. Now, some instances like parents are doing this, and in that case, you would actually put your information, and then you're going to, there's a place where you're actually going to put your child's name later, but just go ahead and just have them fill out their information starting out. Then it's going to send you a verification code to your email. So now you input that number that was sent to your email. And then you're just agreeing to the terms of service, and now you're in. So remember that password and that username that you created. I would make something real nice and generic so that you don't forget it. Next is to just click on get started. And because the player is filling this out, they're gonna fill out athlete, add athlete. And of course, because I'm not the player, I'm not the parent, I am the athlete, I'm gonna go ahead and put I am the athlete. We're gonna select Georgia and then search for Shiloh High School. We're going to join and then find volleyball. So we went to Georgia, the state of Georgia. We found Shiloh High School, which is in Snellville, Georgia, which we should all know that by now. And then we've selected volleyball. All right, and then save. So from here, you're able to get started and fill out the electronic forms. Oh, wait, we already did this. So the school is going to approve you. So I'm part of the school. So I have the jurisdiction to approve you, but you guys can still go ahead and start filling out the forms in the meantime. So within the forms, right, you want to fill out the contact info, make sure your physical is added. So really your physical is going to be added 2 places. And then you're going to click on the under things to do. You're at 0% when you first start. And again, I said it has to be at 100% before you can participate. So here you would just start. There's 11 different items to fill out. This is where, of course, players, you need your parents to help fill out this information. The first one is the medical and demographic form. And then you would move on to the insurance, right? Everyone needs insurance to participate, whether you're going to purchase it from the county for like, I want to say $20-something, or you provide insurance information. General information, heart health, questions about bones and joints, medical questions, and then you move on to the next one. So then this is parent and emergency contact. No. Well, yeah, parental consent. I'm pretty sure they're not letting me go to the next one because, yeah, my medical and demographic info is not filled out. So just understand that every single one of these can be, started, but you have to make sure you go in order. And then lastly, let's see the PPE health form, because Anisha, I see you have a question. Does not start when we're trying to approve it. So Anisha, you see where there's an upload the document. So if you already have a physical, but you still want to make sure everything is completed first. Okay, so yeah, it seemed like that answered your question. So that's pretty much Dragonfly. It's the digital virtual way for us to keep record of forms and to make sure that everything is squared away for your daughter or you players to participate safely in the program. All right. So again, remember that you have to be approved by myself or one of the other coaches or athletic director before you're actually completely in the system. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and approve some people that I see have already started their account so that you guys are good to go. All right, guys, that's the end of my conditioning meeting or interested player meeting. Feel free to email me. Where's the, oh, I have several emails, but the one that I want to like direct all correspondence for the program would be this email right here. So Coach Cicerone at ShilohGeneralsVolleyball.com. So ShilohGeneralsVolleyball.com is our website, and you would just put Coach Cicerone before that. All right. So any questions or concerns in the meantime, again, remember to start getting active now. Don't wait until conditioning where you're really going to feel it, because we're going to make sure that you're prepared for the season. All righty. So if everyone is good, I'll stay back. If you have a direct question, I'll even allow you to mute yourself. If you just wanted to introduce yourself, that's fine too. But the meeting is officially over. Have a good night and also good weekend coming up.
You too, Miss C. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, Danielle. Bye, Micaiah.
Bye, Missy.
Bye, Kaden. Bye, Gabby. Thank you, Alexis. You too. Have a good night, Kaden. I'll see you tomorrow in class.
Missy,
Mm-hmm.
I just thought you should know, just so you wouldn't think that I was irresponsible. um, I was trying to find the Zoom and I couldn't find it, and I had to call China because I didn't even like. I totally forgot that she was trying out. So when I was trying to find it, I was like, "Dang, what am I supposed to do?" And I called her. So
So, I mean, that's responsible that you made a way. Like you didn't know what to do, and then you didn't just, sit there and say, "Oh, woe is me." So that's good. Were you late?
yeah, a little bit, and I was like, "Dang, I didn't mean to be this late." I was like, "Oh my gosh,"
No
you know.
problem. So I'll have let me go ahead and stop the recording. I'm gonna upload this to the website. So whatever you missed in the